I feel like I don't have anything of value anymore. And so maybe that's why I'm afraid of making friends. I don't feel like I have anything to offer.
I want to share with you something that a mentor of mine shared with me. And the reason why he shared this with me was because I felt afraid to make new friends because I am considering moving from Canada to another country. And the idea of making new friends terrifies me. Networking terrifies me. Just to paint the picture of what a mess I was, here's a little clip of that meeting that I had with my mentor.
Sometimes I feel like ever since my sabbatical, I feel like I have no value to people anymore. Yeah, wow, I can't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. But yeah, like I feel like I don't have anything of value anymore. And so maybe that's why I'm afraid of making friends. I don't feel like I have anything to offer because I feel like relationships are transactional. Like unless I'm making money for them or I'm paying them or something like that. I don't feel that way with my current friends. But something about Austin makes me feel that way, and I think I, like, associate Austin with, like, LA almost, where, like, everyone's a creator and, like, everyone's a business owner, which is a good thing, but then it makes me feel like I'm not gonna make real friends.
Do you think you're a real friend to yourself?
Not really. I feel like I'm horrible to myself
Why does that make you laugh?
because that's so sad.
I used to be incredibly confident because I knew how to position myself. I knew my elevator pitch. I knew who I was. But now, without saying that I have this business and I have this niche and I teach people this strategy and yada, 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 I had no idea how to represent myself anymore. And I did not know why people were inviting me to speak on their podcast because I felt like I have nothing to say and I have no value to offer. And he told me and he showed me this graph and there were like 3 tiers. My original video was me walking through it, but I might as well just show you the clip of my meeting.
Your idea of value creation and monetization is still stuck in this level. I
Mhm.
need to make this template for you. I need to do this stuff for you. I need to make frameworks for you. I need to make content. I need to service. And this is where I make money. It's like employee, right? You
Mhm.
sell my time. And as you became a YouTuber, okay, you're moving up the value chain. You're actually communicating and articulating like, oh, okay, here's the 3 steps to doing it. I don't necessarily do it for you. I talk about the problem. I talk about the top of funnel behaviors you have. Da, 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 da. So you kind of shifted into communication articulation without realizing like where is the value lying. And now as you're becoming an icon, you get paid for being, which is who you are, being Vanessa Lau, which is a very, very rare concept for a lot of people. Like, what do you mean? I get paid to just be myself? Like, this is a cheat. It feels like I'm cheating. You know,
Mhm.
it feels like I'm like a fake, an imposter. But what people want from you is you and what you are doing unconsciously. That's actually what YouTube is about. It's to find people who are just like you. But the problem is most people don't even know who they are, okay? And everything that you typically think is wrong with you are probably what everybody likes about you. The fact that you are from a divorce background, that you were a girl boss, that you're Asian, that you're struggling with making friends, people pleasing, whatever you want to call it. These are all your labels, okay? These are not my labels. Everything that you're like, okay, this is wrong with me. This is what I got to fix. This is what I fit is actually what makes you very unique and makes you you. And this combination of all these factors makes you Vanessa Lau. And you're trying to like fix them, get rid of them. But this is what people want you for.
And so seeing that graph laid out, that diagram laid out in front of my screen, it got me curious and it made me realize that my definition of value was really narrow. And I never really thought outside of business or outside of social media of what my value meant. So I took that concept and then I started to think about every single story in my life, every single thing that I've done in my life outside of business, outside of social media. For example, growing up with divorced parents, what I learned from that experience. I wrote about how I fried my hair and how I healed my hair after like 2 years of literally chemically processing my hair and frying it to the point that it was orange. I wrote about my experience with healing a lot of the relationships with my friends and what I've learned about that, my takeaways. I wrote about my experience with cosmetic surgery and things that I feel really vulnerable and a little bit afraid to share, but I wrote about it. And then I built out this like story inventory of my life, of my experiences. And then I went to ChatGPT and I uploaded my stories and I asked ChatGPT to help me find the patterns and find the lessons and find the takeaways in all of my stories. And through that exercise, I learned a lot about myself and I walked away being like, oh my gosh, I am an interesting, valuable person. I have a lot to say. And I have a lot of experience that I've accumulated in my life that nobody else has. And that is my secret sauce. And I need to own that more. And that exercise helped me gain a little bit more confidence in who I am. I learned that sometimes we operate under unconscious competence, where we are unaware of the greatness we even have. So by using something like ChatGPT, it helped me see the value in my experiences, even when I didn't see it in myself. And I actually needed to withdraw from social media in order to work on this. I needed to take a step back because social media was so noisy and overwhelming. And by the way, if you want more details about like this exercise that I did, you can click the link in my description box. I actually wrote a newsletter about it. You just have to sign up for the newsletter and then you'll be able to access it right away. But through that exercise alone, to be like, oh my gosh, I embrace all parts of me. And I can see now how I can actually be myself and share stories because I believe that what I have to say is valuable. And sometimes you need to withdraw from the internet and you need to withdraw from social media in order for you to see your own value, in order for you to actually work on yourself and get to know yourself without everyone else making noise. I'm reading this book. It's called The Artist's Way. It's like a creative recovery workbook. And she kind of talked about how withdrawing is essential to creative recovery. And that creativity flourishes when you create an environment for yourself where you feel safe. I noticed that the moment I came back to social media, that inner critic came back again and it started being louder and louder and louder. And I would suddenly doubt all of the things that I thought I was going to accomplish coming back to social media. I thought that I was going to be in my authenticity era. I don't care what anybody thinks of me and I'm gonna post whatever I want and I'm not going to conform to the algorithm and it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna feel easy. But the moment that I came back to social media, I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? What am I doing? I have no value to offer. And it got to a place where I didn't accept anybody to interview me on their podcast. I didn't want to speak on any stages. I just didn't feel ready for anything. I even don't feel comfortable meeting other people in my industry because I have no idea how to even represent myself. Because right now I don't really have a niche. Like my business is not even anything that it was before. Like I'm not selling a signature program. I'm not known for anything. This is just me wanting to be myself, right? And wanting to do videos and just like speak from the heart. And that was my initial plan. But then the moment I came back to social media, I was like, oh my gosh, that is like totally not possible. And I started to reflect on this, on why do I think it's not possible? And I think that even though there's so many people that tell you to be yourself, to be authentic, it is one of the hardest things to do because there is nobody else on the internet that is going to be exactly like you. There's no one on the internet that's going to say the exact things that you want to say, that's going to have the exact same story as you, that's going to have the exact same sense of humor as you, that's going to have the exact same style as you. And a lot of times we want to have evidence that being ourselves is possible. But the truth is you're never going to get evidence of that. You're never going to get an exact clone of you on the internet being themselves and being successful at it because there is nobody like you that exists in the world. And when you are on social media and you are comparing yourself to other people and you're not seeing yourself in them, you are going to be made to feel that being yourself is not possible. Because a lot of times when you don't withdraw and when you don't leave social media for a little bit, you can't hear yourself. You start spending a disproportionate amount of time on other people, about other people, for other people, with other people because of the access you have to other people on social media. And so it's really hard for you to set authentic goals for yourself. It's kind of hard for you to figure out like what you truly want to talk about, what you truly want to convey, what you truly want, what you truly dislike and like. And so I felt like I needed to retreat back again to find that for myself without the projections of other people. And because of the size of my audience, I will have a lot of people telling their opinions of what they think I should do or shouldn't do, or their tips and recommendations. And most of it comes with good intentions, but it makes me start to overthink. And because I've prematurely shared what I'm working on, I then start doing the thing that I'm working on for other people because I've shared it. So for example, a big reason why I think I was finally able to get myself to a healthy level and for me to finally have healthy habits like exercising and working out and cooking for myself and eating healthy was because I didn't tell anybody on the internet that that was something I was working on. And so through the process during my sabbatical of rebuilding my health physically and mentally, it actually stuck. It actually worked because it was me versus me. Nobody knew about it. I didn't post about it. I didn't document it. I didn't do anything. It was me versus me. And so I never felt that external pressure of feeling like I needed to check in with my audience on how my weight loss journey is going or how my diet journey is going or how my sabbatical is going, because it was me versus me. And sometimes you need to withdraw to get those moments for yourself. And you don't need to take a whole year off of social media. You can take a weekend, a week, a month, 3 months. Take the summer off to really pour into yourself, because sometimes you need that. And social media sometimes just is so noisy. Anyways, do something fearless today. And also don't forget, if you're interested in really diving deep into the things that I'm up to, my resources, all that stuff, then make sure you sign up for my newsletter. As much as I love making videos, writing is kind of where everything starts for me. And so hopefully I'll be able to speak with you and share more in my newsletter. Anyways, guys, love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.